Roman and Sheila Griffin are parents of 5. They live in Merillville, Indiana, about 50 miles southeast of Chicago. Like so many young parents, they dreamed of bright, successful futures for their children, but the reality they lived was far different. Merillville was becoming more strained as the economic melees in nearby Gary filtered south, and the public schools where they were sending their oldest child, Roman Jr., were not meeting their expectations.
It felt like being trapped. I can't find a better word. It just felt like we were stuck. And frightening, for me, I was afraid that we would never, get out of that situation.
No parent wants to send their child to a school that isn't working. Every parent that sends their kid to school on a bus every day expects them to come back educated. And if that's not happening, something needs to be done about that.
What we're talking about in 2013 is we have kids who are in schools that continue to fail them. We live in a society where if you have money and schools do not work for you, you're either going to move to a community where they do work, you're going to take your kids out and put them in private schools, or you're going to find the best tutorial service you can for your kids, or you're going to do all three. And so at the end of the day, the people who are forced to stay in schools that do not work for them and their children are the poorest families who don't have the resources. And so I always ask people a question. Do you think that we ought to have in America where only those of us with money have the ability to choose the best school for our children?
I literally was praying to God, for my children's education to become, better, what I felt was the best. There were some good private schools in the area. What we discovered was the tuition was astronomical, and we couldn't afford it.
And so, like thousands of other families, the Griffins faced an uncomfortable reality. The ability to send their children to the school of their choice was not within their means. They had no power to leave, and so they continued sending Roman Jr. to the local public school.
I don't think I did much at all, really. I did not do the work, but I wasn't like a bad kid. I just didn't really, I don't know exactly how to describe it. I was average.
If you're in an organization and you have no power to exit, your voice is diminished. But if you're in an organization and people know that you have the power to leave, and when you leave, resources go with you, that will have an impact on the decision making inside that organization. And so I think that there's a way for us to redesign our educational system in America.
In 2011, Indiana began such a redesign. A statewide school voucher program was created, and today, thousands of families have the power to choose. The Griffins were one of these families, and in August of 2012, Roman Jr. began his freshman year at Andrean High, one of the most successful college preparatory high schools in northern Indiana.
We expect all of our students here at Andrean to achieve, whether you're a voucher or not. It's really a moot point to us.
It can make the difference in a kid like Roman's whole life, in the path that is going to be forged for him.
I'm probably gonna open up like a training facility for different sports. Maybe I'll have a few sports, basketball, football, and baseball. Those are my sports I enjoy the most.
It's been good for Roman. It's really good. It makes me feel good now because, the grades are up and he loves sports, so we have to take his sports away if the grades wasn't there. So now, he has the grades, he has the sports, and life is grand.